very happy Friday afternoon. This is The Drive. Want to switch gears from talking LeBron James talk, even though this is the summer of LeBron. Let's face it, right? He's a free agent. He's going to command all the headlines, and he's going to wait until, so we figured out when the draft was, June
21st, a Thursday. Yeah.
And then there's a deadline. Look this up for me real quickly. There is a deadline for the free agency period. When does that begin? When teams can actually talk to, because that's usually July 4th weekend, it seems like. Hold on, I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, it's right before that, because last year was the whole Hamptons 5 or whatever during the 4th of July weekend. And
so the 24th is the last day for restricted free agents to exercise their player options. So that's guys like LeBron. That's guys like Kevin Durant who have these player options. So that's going to be June 24th. I don't know about the rest of it. Hang on. Let me do a little more research here. The official start of the 2018-2019 season is July 1st. So that's when free agents can begin reaching verbal agreements.
Gotcha.
There you go. So July 1st. So that being said, if we do some quick counting, it gets like three weeks, the summer of LeBron begins.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Right? And I just want to say, what better way to start the summer of LeBron than to everybody come on down to New Bern. Is it June 16th, is it?
June 16th, Beer Army Burger Company is going to be presenting the 9th annual Brewburn Beer and Wine Festival. It's going to be, like we said, June 16th at the Riverfront Convention Center in downtown New Bern. This festival is going to focus on 40-plus American craft microbreweries and wineries with over 100 beers, wines being offered. I go to this event each and every single year. We've got tickets we want to give away to y'all. If you need more information on that, go to our Facebook page, 252 ESPN. It's pinned right at the top of the page, all the contest information. We want to send a bunch of you guys to this thing. But if you still want to get tickets, you can go to bravoalpha.org for more information. You can purchase your tickets there. VIP tickets, $50. That's going to get you in the door from 12 to 5. Regular general admission, $35. That's 1:30 to 5 o'clock. Unlimited beer samplings, all the beer, wine, whiskey you can drink.
I think we need to make sure, because some people are just catching up to what you're saying. See, some people hear festival and they're like, festival. Beer.
Just beer.
If I have your attention at beer, these tickets will get, explain to me, if I have one of these tickets, will it get me a cup? Am I to understand that? A cup?
You're going to get in the door. Every single ticket is going to come with a 4-ounce tasting glass. So you can go around, I'm telling you, booth after booth after booth, all these great breweries.
Like they'll give me free beer.
Free beer. You walk up, you just hold the cup out, they fill up your cup. And you move on to the next one, you move on to the next one, you move on to the next one.
And they'll do this for hours, right? You can just walk around and drink beer for free?
Until 5 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and let you know. Number one, pack your pretzel necklaces. Go ahead, go to the store, make yourself a little necklace with pretzels on it because you're going to need something to eat. You're not going to last till 5 o'clock. Live music, there's vendors, all sorts of great stuff. It's a really fun event. Again, for more information, bravoalpha.org. You can also check out their Facebook page. It's just 9th Annual Brewburn Beer and Wine Festival. But, again, June 16th, we're giving away tickets. Check out our Facebook page for more details.
I'm guessing we're going to give away those tickets soon, too.
We're going to do that next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes. Okay. So people need to hurry up.
Yep.
Then.
You've got the weekend, and that's about it. We're going to remind you a couple more times if we can, but do it now.
But, yeah, understand. That's what we're going to give you a ticket that you can go to this place. You hand them the ticket. It sounds like a drunk Willy Wonka thing, but it's absolutely true.
It's exactly what it is.
You give them the ticket, you walk around, and you just get to sample beer. It's a lot of fun. And we definitely want you guys to enter that.
And for you amateurs out there, you go ahead and line up Uber beforehand to say, pick me up at 5:15, or neighbor's kid who's 16 or 17. You go ahead and line it up. And if you're smart, you have somebody drop you off there so you don't leave your car there. For you young amateurs, that's how you do a day like that.
I took my dad last year, and so a lot of people hear beer festival, and even the way we're describing it, they're like, oh, that's not something I'm really interested in. I don't want to get involved in that. I took my dad last year. It was on my birthday. We had 2 tickets. We went and did that for my birthday. And going into it, he's like, yeah, I'll try a couple beers, whatever. And then, sure enough, about an hour and a half later, I come around the corner, and he's found a couple of his friends. You know, they're hooting and hollering and having a big old time. It's a great event.
It is a lot of fun, and again, good cause.
Bravo Alpha.
Bravo yes.
Alpha does a ton of work with a ton of people.
Let's get to this, and I know it seems like really petty that I'm even worried about this, but the problem is, to me, it lessens the award. I am fine with regular season awards. If James Harden is the regular season MVP and you could make an argument that he absolutely is, I'm okay with that. The problem is dropping that MVP award now where he's not even playing lessens the award to me because I know what they're doing. I know what they're trying to do. It's all some big climax we're trying to build towards the end. But let the finals MVP kind of shine when it's the finals, and it's okay to give those regular season awards. In fact, to me, it'd make the playoffs even better because if these guys are that petty about it, maybe you're going to go after James Harden because you didn't get the MVP. Again, I don't think it really matters in the end, but it lessens the award. Well, as I was telling you, Ben Simmons is probably going to get Rookie of the Year.
Donovan Mitchell did win the NBA Players Association Rookie of the Year.
And I was telling you, he absolutely deserves the regular shit. But if you did the vote now, you might have gave it to Tatum because Boston went further. As I said, the problem with these regular season awards being announced now, it just sort of it gives people this doubt in their head. As I said, in the end, it's an award. But
yeah, I was going to say, you're really upset about this for something I literally do not care about.
The only thing that was good was years ago, David Robinson won the MVP, and this was back when they used to announce it in the first round, and he was playing against Olajuwon, and Olajuwon destroyed him. And so I get what you're saying. To me, it diminishes the award. And it also diminishes the regular season. If you have it right after the regular season, right before, announce it during the first round of the playoffs, then you're highlighting the regular season when it matters. But today, no one cares about the regular season at all. No. Nobody remembers who finished what. So do it then when the regular season is fresh in your mind. Because let's say Harden won it. Let's say he won it last year, and then he was just atrocious at the end of the series. It kind of it puts a stain on the award and everything like that. Do it right at the first of the playoffs. Make people mad at you. Come at me, bro. That kind of stuff. Yeah. And then you move on to the playoffs. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Who cares?
And as I said,
I can't believe you're this worked up about it.
I know. And I said, ultimately, I know. I ultimately.
It's a slow sports week if you're a 2-day rant about when they do NBA awards.
That's how much of a letdown the finals is. That's what I was telling you.
That's true.
The fact
There's nothing to talk about.
I'm just, I got to find something to get worked up about. It's the Stephen A. disease.
Well, what if we take it and we just say, screw the whole idea of it being a regular season award. Let's say we're going to vote on this at the end
I'd prefer
of the
that,
playoffs.
actually.
Well, it's always going to be the guy that that wins. Like last year would have been Kevin Durant and he MVP. It's always going to be the team that wins it because obviously they're playing well.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be that.
But I think what would be a lot of fun, and just to add to the spectacle and the circus that is the NBA, especially from the media side of it, is what if we made a short list at the end of the regular season and said, okay, here's these 5 guys. And at the end of every single week, I think there's only like 12 people that vote on the NBA MVP. It's a very small board of people that vote for the MVP. So what if every single week, let's say every Friday afternoon, actually let's do it on Wednesdays because Wednesdays are always horrendously slow.
Sports day.
Let's dump these on a Wednesday where you get the votes. Everybody votes, and it's like, okay, as of right now, as of what we've seen so far through this week of the playoffs, LeBron James has the edge for the MVP, and so these players know that, and maybe they take that onto the court.
He wants to do NBA Survivor Island.
I was going to say, I think that maybe I like.
They get a rose.
I like the idea of what you're saying, though. What could be interesting is if they actually said at the end of the regular season, here's the 4 or 5 guys that we're going to name, and then we're going to vote on it after the playoffs. I mean, that could be it. But again, it's an award. I think if you ask any player, they would much rather be the NBA Finals MVP than the NBA MVP any day of the week. So, I want to get your thoughts on this really quickly. And I know it's a football topic, but I feel like we just haven't talked about this enough. Sam and I talked about this a little bit in the opening segment. But Terrell Owens
Right.
not showing up for his Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Because I told you, you asked me yesterday, has anybody ever done that? No, because it is the highest honor any athlete could ever be bestowed.
It's such a short-sighted, short-term look at me thing. It just
I love it though.
Yeah, but
it's so on brand for
It is because and that's why the media didn't vote for him for years because they couldn't stand the guy, which is wrong. Which is wrong. But all he's doing, all he's doing is hurting his family and his friends that want to be there and hear him say something. And today you're going, hey, I'm making a statement. That's good. 10 years from now, when you go, yeah, I'm a Hall of Famer, or really, let's see your speech, whatever. There is none. And there's no picture of you with the group. There's no picture with you with that year's class. It is such a ridiculous short-term look-at-me thing.
But it's interesting
that he's going to regret long-term.
Because I'm going to tell you, it's interesting that you say it's so on par with him because he is a guy that alienated himself to a point where he had football left in the tank that he couldn't find a home for because people were just like, I've had enough.
Well, he's just such a bad locker room
It's
guy.
too much. Like it's not worth. It's just not worth it. And so now here he is, and as I said, it's just horrible to see. And I think you're right. He was a great receiver, but why bypass the great moment?
It's going to be a short-term thing that he's going to end up regretting down the road. When they show pictures from the class of 2018, not pictured, and here's everybody, it's just ridiculous.
Who is the TO of the NBA right now? Is there somebody who has T.O.'s greatness but still has the same boneheadedness that makes you just
not really
dislike him?
I don't know anybody that's that ridiculous that would shun his own moment in the sun for, I don't know, a cheap thrill.
Because the first guys I wanted to think about were like Kobe or Russell Westbrook, but those guys, love their recognition.
Yeah.
And that's T.O.'s doing the complete opposite of that. Draymond is like a media darling, despite maybe having a little bit of that attitude.
The only thing more shocking about Terrell Owens is that he hadn't hooked up with a Kardashian just to add to the publicity for him.
There's still time. They only like NBA players though. They don't really.
Yeah, it was funny yesterday.
Reggie Bush, there's no NFL players.
So yesterday I was listening to Bill Simmons' podcast. He had Jalen Rose on it. Jalen Rose went off on this thing about how he thinks Kris Kardashian scouts the NBA players and does the metrics about Twitter followers and Instagram and jersey sales. And that's how I don't even know the name, which one, the youngest one is, or middle one, whatever, Jenner is dating Ben Simmons now. Mm-hmm. And that they think that Kris has a scouting service because, they've been through Harden,
Chris
Lamar,
Humphreys. What kind of analytics
McCants
did
was
they use
there.
on that?
Yeah, they used Humphreys, Lamar Odom. And then they have also figured if you can't, LeBron's untouchable, so you do the next best thing. You get next to LeBron and getting pictures in the party side Tristan. And it was hilarious rant about how he thinks Kris Kardashian has her own scouting service about which her daughters should date. And Ben Simmons came up right now, Australian, young, new.
Oh yeah.
And so hey, there you go. That's the next one.
Apparently. Not to make this e-news, but Kendall Jenner is already cheating on Ben Simmons, and Blake Griffin and Ben Simmons basically just swapped girls because Blake Griffin was dating Kendall Jenner, and Ben Simmons was dating some singer or something called Tinashe, and now Ben Simmons is dating Kendall Jenner and Blake's dating Tinashe.
That explains a lot why Blake Griffin had, he was in L.A., got traded to Detroit. The Kardashian Jenner crowd's like, we ain't dating anybody in Detroit. Dude, you're on your own on that one. Yeah, so, and that, it's the Kardashian curse. I'll tell you, the one that escaped it the quickest was Harden because he was in it briefly, had an atrocious whatever playoffs, like I'm out, and then it was MVP discussion the next 2 years. So it is truly the Kardashian curse. And I hate it for you and Ben Simmons because if I'm a Philly fan, I'm more upset that he's dating a Jenner than I am about Colangelo doing burner accounts.
I'm actually happy to get rid of Colangelo.
I did too. I didn't like the guy. I thought when he came in,
poor wife. I mean, taking the fall from
and
this guy.
he ripped her in the statement. I was like, dude, are you serious? Are you trying to permanently be in the other bedroom? Because he destroyed her.
Yeah, and she didn't do it.
Man.
I mean,
No.
nobody believes that, Brian.
Nobody believes that.
And this poor lady, I was telling you, man, karma sometimes. Like Blake Griffin ended up in Detroit. Brian Colangelo better tread lightly. I saw the things he was saying, and I mean, if something happens and they don't stay together,
he's done.
Yeah, he's
Colangelo's done with
yeah.
the NBA. Nobody will ever. He's untouchable now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his dad was like threatening Philadelphia to basically just ruin their ties with NBA executives all over the place if they were going to fire Brian, and obviously
they don't care.
Yeah,
because everybody knows the story. So you can threaten me all you want. This guy trashed our players, leaked medical records that he wasn't supposed to, second guess coaches, everybody. You're done, man. You when you turn on your locker room, and he's basically locker room because he's inside the organization, you're done.
Yeah,
and players know that.
That's some. You're minus the racial slurs, Donald Sterling level ridiculousness as far as treating the people that
childish is what it is to me. It's
and he it drove him nuts that when things started getting better that Hinkle got credit. It drove him crazy, and he was not getting credit for. Basically the NBA forcing him into that position. He didn't have anything to do with it. And again, you traded Fultz for Tatum.
Yeah,
there's a Philly.
I wanted Josh Jackson.
His legacy is essentially that: the Markelle Fultz and trading away to Boston, and what JJ Redick. I mean, is that what Colangelo's really his big moves were? I mean, that's why he got all the credit.
Sarich, I'll give him credit for that one. I mean, he is the one who drafted Ben Simmons too.
But anybody.
Right. Oh yeah. Right.
My daughter would have known to draft Ben Simmons there.
He was just
he doesn't get credit. He doesn't get credit for all those mock drafts, and Embiid fell to him, or not, fell to Philly. That's under Hinkie because of the injury. But yeah, Ben Simmons, it was a no-brainer.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm not ready to bash Markelle Fultz yet. I think Markelle Fultz is still going to be pretty good.
I think he is too. I think he's going to come back and he's going to be okay, but it just looks bad now because not only is Tatum a lot better player now, and this is only after 1 year. We don't know in 10 years, but he also got a draft pick out of him.
Mm-hmm. So that's true. Apparently, the report from the law firm that was hired to investigate this Colangelo thing, they tried to get the phone from Colangelo's wife. And they had the Colangelos had the phone factory reset before they turned it over. So now they're getting hit with this big impeding investigation thing. So that's going to be a mess. But the cloud never forgets.
No.
Yeah, I said, he trashed his wife. And, sometimes, how do these guys, smart guys with a lot of people around them, not learn their lessons? So, you're better off just not saying anything. The more you talk and make up stuff, the worse it becomes. If he comes out and just says, I don't know what you're talking about, and that's my answer for the next 20 years.
But what if it was his wife? Like Chris Mannix has reported today, actually, that the law firm that Philly hired said that all these burner accounts are linked directly to the wife. Now, maybe, Brian instructed his wife to do all this
because
stuff.
she had some inside information.
Right.
So, and again, he's not telling. They're not sitting there having a glass of wine over dinner, and he's discussing contract situations with players, and she's making a mental note of it to go tweet out 24 hours later. That ain't happening. I mean, he's sitting there saying, "Honey, text this, tweet this." That's what happened.
Yeah, I just want there to be some massive conspiracy. Number one, I want Sam Hinkie to be behind all of this, like the one who got the ball rolling.
And people have questioned, who was the inside information that reached out to the ringer and said, "Hey, you need to take a look at this." And I believe you because he is a smart guy, numbers guy. I could 100% see him being the guy that said, "Y'all need to take a look at this."
Yeah, I
could see him as Deep Throat.
Right. I wonder, like, what is the state of journalism now in this country? Not that we are any stretch investing. Like, now journalism is like perusing Twitter accounts and like trying to figure out, okay, you follow him and you tweeted this. Like, we're investigating burner Twitter accounts as real journalism.
But it was to some degree in that you're the GM of a franchise, and he was undercutting his franchise. So it really is. It is a big story. I mean, if he would have stayed there, he's ruined Philly because other free agents are going, I'm not playing for that guy.
We got to take a break. When we come back, Antoine Scott will be in studio. Don't go anywhere.